lot of people out there who will say, I can help you. I can give you this 30-day training program or this 60-day coaching program, and I can help you to transform your life. God bless them, right? They do what they do, and they're great at it. I don't think that they, aren't phenomenal at what they do, some of those people. But I tell you what, I'm not selling you a coaching program. I'm not selling you any training or nonsense. I am guaranteeing you results. I will give you the proven methods and resources that I've used to overcome my challenges in my life. And I will absolutely help you to get from where you are to where you want to be. I've done it with many, many people, hundreds in my life, and I can definitely do it with you. So if you need to overcome, if you need to get over an obstacle, if you need to get over a wall or a challenge or whatever your perceived plight is, your victimization, your whatever baggage you bring along, I will help you overcome and win. And that's my guarantee to you. So listen, guys, we got a phenomenal call tonight. As usual, you know how we do, man. This is a circle of greatness, and we deliver nothing less than great material, man. Mr. Nehemiah, look at him getting ready. Look at him. I see you chant, warming up. Listen, man, Nehemiah Davis is absolutely phenomenal. You guys all know him, man. And for what he's done in our community for us, or what he does in the Philadelphia community and abroad. He spends thousands and thousands of dollars to make himself as knowledgeable as possible, to bring you free information every single week, man. He just went to 10X Growth Con. I don't know how much he spent between flight and the tickets, but I know he got millions and millions of dollars worth of information that he's ready to unleash on you. And we have a phenomenal guest as well, but I'll let Nehemiah introduce him. But right now, guys, I want to bring to the table our fearless leader of the Circle of Greatness family. I want to bring to you Mr. Nehemiah Davis. Neo.
What's up, brother? I feel good, man. Yo, peak state. I'm feeling good right now, bro. You got the G on your chest, too. So when you got the G on your chest, you feel a lot better. Listen, guys, this is I feel like I would be doing a disservice. Generally, I try not to invite everyone on the call. But tonight, I'm giving you the opportunity. You can invite anyone on the call, because although my man G is going to be sharing with us some phenomenal information, I don't want someone to miss out because they're like, oh, I'm not in the group tonight. So I'm giving a pass tonight that you can invite someone to join the call tonight. I want you to be able to invite somebody so they can benefit in a great way tonight. But before I get started, man, Sharia, welcome to the group. You're new to the family. I just want to say welcome. Happy to have you here. Courtney, welcome. Happy to have you here. Jasmine, welcome. Happy to have you here. I'm really happy to have everyone here, but definitely I just wanted to welcome some of our new members who I can quickly see. We're super excited to have you on here. Arthur, my brother, he don't come unless we talking about money. So welcome to have you here, Arthur, too. Lauren, unstop. You're sharing your screen. Unshare your screen. And we're about to get this call on the road, guys. So without further ado, let's get this party rocking. My name is Nehemiah Davis. I am an author, entrepreneur, and student. And the reason why I'm saying I'm a student, because I'm trying to learn as much as I possibly can in 2018 so I can apply it to my life, which is not only going to make me more income, but it's going to help me create a greater impact around the world. And the biggest reason why I do this, I don't do this for me, I do it for you. I go seek out some of the greatest people in the world to be on these calls. Not for me, because I already had a 30-minute convo today with G. He was dropping mad game on me. I got what I needed. Literally, in 30 minutes, he just gave me, G, I want to say you probably gave me like a way to make an extra 50 grand probably in the next month or two if I implement what you told me, right? But it's just crazy to say you have to be connecting to the right people. So, guys, the first thing I want you to write down, your network is going to be the thing that's going to get you to where you need to go. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how intelligent you are. Your network is going to be the thing that's going to get you to where you got to go. And I had the opportunity to hear from G on a podcast that he did with Nathan Chan from Founder Magazine, which I interviewed him for Circle of Greatness years ago. But I said, man, I have to get this brother on the call. I got to build with this brother. He's doing big things. So without further ado, I want to introduce six-time founder, not one company, not two companies, not three companies, but six-time founder, serial entrepreneur, teacher, legend, Gamal to the call. What's up, my brother? I'm super excited to have you on the call. How you feeling? You on mute. Hold on, bro. Oh, you're not on mute. I just can't hear you. I still can't hear you, bro.
What about now?
You good, bro. You good. I can hear you now, bro. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here.
Hey, man, listen, bro. I'm happy, man. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule, bro. I know you've been grinding in the office all day, but you still took time to get on this call with us. So I just wanted to, I don't take that lightly because I know you charge thousands and thousands and thousands an hour for your time. So for you to be able to give that to me, I just want to say I am grateful and I am appreciative for that. So thank you, brother. Truly appreciate you.
For sure, man. I was just sitting quiet listening to what everyone's doing. I see my man Javel really getting it in. He's like legit working while putting this knowledge in, man. And I'm just proud to be a part of this. I spent, thousands over my years leveling up. And I know this is, what I'm saying, that like you hit it on the money. Your net worth's really going to happen where it's going to happen at, because I didn't know some of the things I'm doing now that's making a lot of my money for me. I didn't even know it existed until, I started investing in training, investing in coaching, investing in conferences. And that's the thing that was able to let me level up. So I'm just proud to do my part to give back where I can.
Yeah, look, bro, I'm happy, man. Thank you, bro. So it's crazy. We talk about the network, bro. Like I've been analyzing, bro, because I got kicked out of high school. I got kicked out of college. I've been fired from 10 jobs. So I never really been sweet. Like I never was good, but I had an ability to build relationships with people, add value to them, see how I can get them what they want. And in return, it's just the law of reciprocity. And I don't do it for that, but the universe is going to get me what I want. So before we get into your story, man, just one more time, how important is it your network? Because you out there in Atlanta making big moves and doing your thing, but I'm sure a lot of it is helping you because of your network that you built over years. Because I just want people to understand that their network is everything.
Yeah, like I usually speak to like high school and college kids, or I guess they're not kids, but adults. And I normally talk to them about that, just the importance of that. I think that's something that I come from a family of immigrants. I was actually born in Jamaica, and we just don't have that type of infrastructure, right? And so I was fortunate enough that I got connected with older cats who were just movers and shakers, and I saw how they move. And they always told me they could go broke 1,000 times and they wouldn't care because they know they could get it back off the strength of their relationships. So I've made building relationships a strong part of who I am. And I shared a story with Nathan in the Founder podcast. I got a bunch of mentors, like the former head of the Small Business Administration is a personal mentor. We catch up once a month. He's here in Atlanta, Cassius Butts. David Panson's the guy who has sold a $900 million company to Dell, or sold a company to Dell for $900 million. Just some people doing some crazy things. And I have access to all of them. These are guys who hit me on the weekend, who answer my texts whenever I need them. And I went out and raised about $10 million to buy a company when I was leaving corporate America. A long story short, I raised all the money and the bank pulled out at the end, and it left me with $240K in debt from like lawyer fees, accountant fees, all that. And I was sad, man. I was at the house for like 2 weeks. I didn't even leave. But because of those relationships, all of that stuff was forgiven in about 45 days. The people who I owed that money to is like, yo, I'm trying to build with you long term. One of the guys, I helped him find his wife. Another guy, I was always doing stuff for people. And they're like, yo, you've always put in, like, I owe you more than this little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? I know we're going to do this more and more times in the future. So all the people I owed that money to, all the companies, all the founders that I owed that money to, they figured out a way for me to wipe that off so I didn't have to come out of pocket. That's off the strength of relationships, man. Who could say you got a relationship that could wipe out $250,000 worth of debt like it wasn't anything and still not be mad about it? I'm talking about they did that for me and we were still friends. Like they still invited me over their house. It wasn't like there was any malice to it. You know what I'm saying? And
bro, when I heard that, I was blown away, bro. I'm like, yo, you raised $10 million. Then the deal didn't went, girl. It put you in $240,000 in debt. What does it take mentally though? Because bro, I might have would have chalked it. I got people quitting, bro. Like, oh, I lost my $1,000. They quit. It's the end of the world. You was in $240,000 in debt. So what was the type of mindset did you need to pull up out of that, bro? Because I feel like that's not just something like Like, you can't snap out of that in 5 minutes. So what was a tool or a tactic? Because we got a lot of people who quit so easily. They don't get the results they want in 30, 60, 90 days. They quit. And not to mention, they've been doing something for the last 20, 30 years, not getting the results, but they'll quit on themselves after 90 days and not getting the results. So what does it take?
For sure. That's actually a great question, man. And once again, it goes back to those relationships. It's relationships in the sense of having people who you look up to. Like, in 10 years, if I could wave a magic wand, I'd like to be doing $900 million deals. And so let me hang with David. Relationships are important there, but then also just like accountability and like peer mentor relationships. And for me, the lady I was dating at the time, who's now my wife, she really helped me get through that, man, between her and David. She was there telling me, hey, you know, remember why God put you in this situation. Remember all the miracles that happened for you to get that $10 million. Those are the same kind of miracles that's going to get you through this situation. So she was like, yeah, I got a week to stay at the house and be sad, and I got to get off my ass and go do something about it. And so that was one. And when I spoke to David, he was like, look, this is going to sound hard to believe. I know that 240K sounds like you're never going to get over it. But let's just put this in perspective. I've been in situations where I was owed millions and I had to wake up every day and deal with it. So he was like, I know you don't want to hear that coming from me. That is not helping you, but know that you're going to be okay tomorrow. And he was just like, yo, just pray about it and just figure something out. And so just having those people who've been there before, you know what I'm saying? Where David, like a 240K, that was like a walk in the park for him. Like, he'll be happy with owning that kind of money, you know what I'm saying? So having access to people like that who been there and done that before, and having access to people who have your best interest at heart, with the girl I was dating at the time, and just being in my corner, man, that's what you need. So in this environment you're at now, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are building great relationships, having this accountability. Sometimes you just need to get that stuff off your chest and just get it out there, because you're not thinking straight when you're under all that pressure. So just having people who know what you're trying to do and having them help you get through that was like key, time and time again.
Good. That's good. I appreciate that, bro. So go ahead, continue. You was finishing the story. I ain't gonna cut you off no more until we get to questions. My fault.
I don't even remember what I was answering.
I think you was just saying I cut you off on the fact that you were able to bounce back from that. But tell us what was next after that bounce back.
Oh yeah, so I'll just get into that. So prior to that, I was making 6 figures in corporate America, and I had this epiphany. I launched a business in college, and that did well, but not like 6 figures well. It did well though, and it was able to get me to not have to work in college. And I got exposed to digital marketing. Once again, back to those relationships. A friend of mine who we grew up together, he's also a Jamaican immigrant, so we grew up calling each other cousins, but we weren't blood relatives. He got into this internet marketing thing and put me onto it. And so when I remember Labor Day 2013, I launched the business. I was looking at my bank statements. I started this LLC, and I was trying so many things, like a tax business, or this, or that. Nothing was working, bro. And then Labor Day 2013, I launched that Saturday. I remember it was Luda Day weekend, and I was missing this one thing. I had to figure out how to like host a domain. I didn't even know the basics. And somebody showed me how to do it, and I went home. I'm like, yo, I'm not turning up this weekend. I'm going to get this thing popping. And within the first month, I made $6K. Over the next 90 days, the first 90 days of that business, I made $107,000. And I was like, yo, I'm on to something. And at that time, no one knew about digital marketing and advertising. A lot of people are now into Facebook ads and all that stuff. But at the time, it was brand new. And back to relationships, that guy who was my cousin, Dimitri, he put me on. He opened up. I went down to his house and stayed there for like 3 days. He had a home office, and he just like gave me everything. I was just like a fly on the wall as he was conducting his meetings, as he was setting stuff up. And so I owe him everything. Like, he taught me everything I knew about digital marketing. And so I did that. And 2014, May, I got fired from my job, which was I prayed about it. And I was like, God, show me a sign. I think I want to be an entrepreneur. This thing is doing well. I've already made my income that I'm making in a few months, my whole year at the job. I need a sign. And within that next 30 days, I got the clear sign. I got fired from my job. I ain't been back since.
Wow. Yo, bro, oftentimes the blessing is in a lesson, or the blessing is in what a lot of people look at as defeating. like getting fired was probably one of the best things that happened to me after 10 times, because I haven't been back since. Getting kicked out of college, that it had to happen, bro, because I don't know where I would be if all those negative things did not happen to me, or what I perceived that as negative during that time. But it's like, I just need everybody who's going through something to keep going.
That's exactly it. Because like at the time, so that was 2014, and then I was doing this internet marketing thing, and in that year, long story short, in that year is when I raised that money to buy that company. And so by the end of 2014, I was in all that debt, and I just went back to internet marketing. I'm like, I need to figure out a way to get out of this, and just went head down. Just was in the dungeon, bro. And by first quarter of that year, I revamped that business, and I did 6 figures in March of 2015. For that month. In 1 month, that was my biggest month yet, and I was just kind of heads down. But it's crazy how you say these setups are perfect, because I always ask myself, like, yo, God, why did you put me through that? Like, I could have avoided being in all that debt, and it was the same reason. It was like, in retrospect, I realized I had to take that big of an L my first year out of corporate and get over it, because, like you just mentioned, a lot of people are crying over $1,000 L's. Now, when something doesn't go wrong and I'm 10K, 50K in the hole, I don't go running. I have all the confidence I need now, because I know, yo, this ain't nothing. I was just in $250,000 and I got through that like it ain't nothing. So 50K, that's light work. You know what I'm saying? So that's why some of these losses are important, because you got to be able to get through it. And it sounds crazy that I'm saying that out my mouth, but it literally is. Like, I know people who have been through $1 million L's. So I'm like, yo, this little 50K ain't nothing. I got the skills to make it back.
Ooh, that's good. Wow. I love it. And it's still hard to get that by people though, bro, because people like, well, I'm going through it now. I'm cool. So
I'm straight.
And your wife was a part of that package, bro. Like,
yeah, right.
You got the woman who you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. So
for sure, maybe
if you didn't get in that debt, who knows? You know what I mean? She stuck by you, and a lot of people would have been, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So, that's dope. So, bro, let's jump into stuff. I think our title is how to build a business. Like, we got a lot of people, they want to build an ecom business. They want to just build. If you was to share some strategies or some tips that you wish you might have knew once you got started, what would they be? Or whatever you want to share pertaining to. I'm trying to help people level up in 2018, reach new heights, reach new levels. And I'm telling them the only way you're going to do that is well, not the only way, but a major key in doing that is getting information from people who already done it. And then more importantly than getting the information, actually applying it. So if you could share some of that, what would that be?
Yeah, man, that's great knowledge. I ended up going through this tech accelerator for a while, and this tech accelerator has been responsible for helping entrepreneurs get over just this. Like, they focus on how to start a business. And these entrepreneurs have gone on to create companies worth $1.5 billion now. And so I'm hoping to add to that number. Wow. But some of the main things is just like starting off. Like, a lot of people start selling their idea too early and they don't get validation. So I call this like the ugly baby syndrome, right? So what happens typically is you have this great idea, or so you think, and it's in your head and you don't want to share it with anybody. Someone reached out to me this week and was like, hey, I got an idea, I need help. And I'm like, all right, cool, tell me about it. He's like, man, I hadn't told anybody, we got to sign NDAs, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, look, dude, ain't nobody got time for that. No one's going to take your idea. And realistically, the first idea you come out with is going to suck. Like, you're not going to get to that goal unless you pivot and change and interact with your customers. So he's going to spend all this money launching before he spends time with customers because he's afraid that someone's going to steal it. The other thing is, it doesn't matter. Once you come out with the idea, someone could still steal your idea. So it doesn't make sense. So like, that's the first key. You got to get your idea out to who your customers are, because the idea you have in your head, it sucks, believe me. But no one's going to tell you that, because the people you're telling your idea to is like your loved one, your family members, your best friends, and they want to support you, but they don't want to tell you your baby's ugly, right? So if I had a newborn and I showed it to you, no one in their right mind is going to be like, yeah, you got an ugly baby. Yo, that's the ugliest baby I've ever seen in my life, because they care about me. They're going to try to figure out ways to nicely say it. And so one of the processes I developed is to figure out how you have an ugly or pretty baby. And that has really helped me with my last couple of businesses, because you're not going to scale or grow a business if no one wants your product. I don't care how good your marketing is. No one wants a bad product or service. So the first thing is to don't sell your idea first. Your first phase of launching would be research. And in this phase, you want to make people think that what you are working on is a bad idea and you need their validation. So for example, I'll give you an example to clarify this. If you had an ugly baby, you wouldn't come and say, hey, Gamal, how do you think my baby looks? Oh, cute, right? Of course. Baby's cute. Let me take a picture. I would probably not bring the baby around and not even tell you I have a baby, and just say, hey, by the way, I was having a conversation with a friend. What are some of the characteristics you think make babies cute or ugly? And I've got to be real with myself, and whatever the feedback that person says, I can go back and check my baby out and be like, you know what? Based on what they're saying, little homie is not cute. I need to do something about this. So in my business, when I realized that I was using, in Fresh Heritage, we make high-end grooming products for men of color. I realized that in my cabinet, I used a lot of female products, Shea Moisture, Carol's Daughter, whatever. I had like the curly fro, and I'm washing my hair with all these products. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I wonder if other men have a lot of female products too, because the perceived benefits of being natural. So before I started selling my idea, I was interviewing people, and I'm like, hey, what do you use in your hair? I'm about to launch this product for, I'm doing some research about grooming products. I want to see what people say. And I was getting honest feedback. And then when I realized that a lot of men have this problem, I went into phase 2 and I started introducing my idea, but I introduced it in opposite. So instead of saying, hey, I'm about to launch this idea, it's organic, it's cool, blah, 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 it's going to be good, forcing my ugly baby on them, what I said was, I'm thinking about this idea, but I think it's a bad idea. I'm about to make a product for men, natural, high-end organic products, but I don't think men want that. Is that true? Would you agree with me? And what you want people to do is oppose you, because if someone could look you in your face and say, hey, I actually disagree with you, you should move the other way, that means there's a lack of indifference. And that's what you want to find. You want to find your customers who are so passionate, they'll go against what you have to offer. And so it's a bit of a deception, but that's how you got to do it, because people's natural instincts as a human is to avoid conflict, to go with the grain, especially for people that have some level of relationship with. That's like a dumb thing to disagree on. And so I found people were like, no, bro, that's actually a good point, because I use my girls this or my girls that. And so I started realizing I was working with something. And that's how I went to like validate all my other businesses. So like the ad agency, when I was helping small businesses market, I would position what I was doing. I was saying, hey, you know, I was going to work on this idea that would help you and other dentists market your business easily. But I realized y'all don't need help getting leads, and you already got that on lock. So I'm about to stop this idea because it's going to be a waste of my time. And I would find dental owners being like, no, we actually struggle with that. Can you please keep going? And so that's the first step. And I know I said a lot, so I'm going to stop a little bit and give it some time to digest, or have people ask questions if anyone has specifics.
So if anybody got a specific question pertaining to that, hop in *6. Hit Gamal with a question if you had one. But yeah, that was a lot. And I like it. That's also one of the things that I say, G, all the time. I tell them, man, split test, ask people their opinion, because the problem that a lot of us have, like, I'm going to use a shirt, for example. We put out a shirt design that we think is the sweetest, right? We'll go get 1,000 shirts, but we never actually asked did anyone like the shirt. And the shirt end up being trash, and you get stuck with 1,000 shirts because you didn't ask. So I say test the market, people. It is so important. Quick, simple ways of testing the market. Putting a post on Facebook, asking people's opinion. Doing a Facebook poll. One of my favorites is an IG poll. I do IG polls every day. And guess what? I collect the data, and then I identify what works and what don't. Hey, guys, I'm doing an ecom mastermind. Should I only focus on ecom, or should we do ecom and real estate? 50 more people say ecom and real estate. Guess what I'm doing? Ecom and real estate. Hey, we thinking about doing it at a mansion, or we gonna do it at a hotel? What you like? Mansion. Okay, I'm gonna do what the people want. And a problem where a lot of us mess up, guys, we do what we want. You're not in business for you. You are in business for the consumer. Like, forget what you want. You see, G had to go test products and figure out what worked and what people wanted, and then he gave them exactly that. Anybody got a question before we keep it moving? Or we'll just open them at the end if no one had one.
I have a quick question. This is Tracy Roberts.
What's up? Oh, hello, Tracy. Nice to see you here, boss. Nice to see you on the Thursday night.
I told you I was going to be on the call, and this is fire. So I'm actually a fitness expert, and I was wondering if you think that it's been easier for you to ask people's opinion saying that you think it's a bad idea, or ask people's opinion saying maybe you heard about something or that it was somebody else's idea. Like, what do you think is going to give you the most accurate feedback? Because do people still try to be nice to you even when you say it's a bad idea?
Yeah, great question. And so I position it as something that I'm working on. And, but I position it in a way where it was open for feedback, and plus they didn't really know what I wanted from them. So they couldn't even know how to like respond in a way where it would be offensive to me, because I made it easy for them to tell me no. Because I said, hey, I'm working on this thing. I think it's a bad idea. I'm about to kill it. Do you agree? I mean, there's really nothing difficult to agree with me to kill my idea. And that's like opposite of what I wanted. So I think it's best if you position it as something that you're working on, because you may get like honest feedback. And the other reason that's important is because on the back end, as we get into like the different phases, you want to make sure you're only asking this question to people who are your potential ideal customers. Because you don't want feedback from people who ain't going to buy this thing anyway. That's skewing your data. And the second reason you want to do that is because on the back end, what I did was, the genius thing I did was I interviewed like 300 people. And then I came back to them. I was like, hey, I interviewed 300 other people like you. And what I heard was you wanted something that would be specifically for you with the same benefits of your girls' products. And I created that. Are you going to buy? And that's where I got a lot of my initial sales from, because I'm like, yo, I did everything he said. I went out and did this work. I'm back 30 days from now. And people kind of felt obligated or like reciprocity. I'm like, man, he invested all this time. And he approached me before and said he was going to stop doing it. And I was one of the people who convinced him to keep going. So they almost felt obligated to spend some money with me and to support me listening to them. So that's also why you want to let people know it's your idea, because those are going to be your easiest first customers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
For sure.
Let's hop in one more, guys, before we jump back in. Somebody had one.
Anybody else?
Yo, G, it'd be crazy to me, bro. Like, listen to me. It's hard to get you on the phone. Like, you're not going to get you on the phone without a bag. Right? You got to pay to play, right? You have VIP sessions every week and that's thousands of dollars. Guys,
sure.
You got somebody you want to call who is where you is, generating those 7 figures. Ask these questions, please. And it ain't for me, because I could call them. Please ask a question.
For sure. Don't be shy.
We're going to jump back into it. But
so I jumped into step 2, which is making sure you're not asking this feedback from people who are not your customers. And I talked about, okay, so in general, I have a phrase, just keep it simple. Do less is way more in situations like this, right? And so the next phase after step 2, where you start introducing your idea to people, is to get pre-sales. And so those same people, you go back to them and be like, look, my man, I was working on this thing. You told me to do it. I did it. I'm here. Are you going to support? And you'll get a good rush of your people. So what I was doing is I actually set up a landing page with this product. And then I sent people to them. I collected money for this product before I spent $1 on it. I mean, I probably spent a couple of dollars to like put the landing page up, but I had customers already. And so that's genius for 2 things. That proves that what you're working on is something, because it's one thing for people to say, I'm going to do it. It's a whole other thing for people to actually take out their wallets and spend. And it's a whole nother level when you get people to spend on something that they're not going to get immediately. And so once you get that kind of validation, that's how you know you should move forward to what you're working on, because you have something real, something that people are willing to spend money on, even if they're not going to get it right away.
You know what?
So that's step 3.
I call that the power of the pre-sale. Like,
Yep.
guys, man, write these things down. OPM, other people's money. OPR, other people's resources. Like, you need to, this is why your network is important. He went and did the research, said, hey, this crazy. You already had 300 people you interviewed. You went back to them like, hey, you know the idea that you actually said it was a good idea? I decided I'm going to do it, and I'm going to pre-sell it. Would you like to get one? He already has super hot leads already. So that already contributed to a crazy launch. That's just crazy how he did that, bro. I think that was ingenious, yo. That's
Appreciate that, kid. And so, so that's phase, whatever that step is. I'm just going to go in order. I'm not going to number them. I'm just going to take you through the storyline of a successful launch. And then after you get these pre-sales, then what you could do is, if it's a physical product, you can go to a manufacturer and be like, hey, I want to do this thing. And they're not going to, and most guys, if you're doing small orders, they're not really going to pay you any attention. But you can say, hey, you know, I've got these 100 people, these 150 people, and they're interested. So I could do, you know what I'm saying, a couple hundred on my first order. Or if you're a services business, you can comfortably go spend that money you need to do to invest in the business, because you know you're going to get it right back. Or in my situation, I had the money already to start small. So that was phase 1, or that was part of the phase 1. And the second part is actually bringing the stuff to market and dealing with some of those objectives. And the biggest thing that you have to do is put yourself in the mind of a consumer and all the different things that can go wrong. And you want to get ahead of those objections. So a big thing is, social proof and a lot of the other like main emotional drivers to get people to do stuff. And what I essentially mean is, no one wants to be the first one in on something, especially if you're asking them to give you their money. No one wants to buy something that no one else wants. But the opposite is, if everyone thinks that someone is doing something, they'll make up reasons in their mind to go out and spend money on it. People make decisions emotionally and they justify them logically. So when you want to do something, you want to tap into people's emotional side of their thought process. And so this next phase is getting as much social proof as possible. So that is done by reviews, testimonials. And at this point, you don't even want to make money. You just want to get this product or your service in as many people as possible. 1, for feedback, so you can tweak it. And 2, so you can tell the world other people are using the product. And so what I did was, I had a giveaway where I was giving my product away in exchange for like feedback and testimonials. I had everybody that I knew for a extremely discounted price take pictures, send me reviews, you know what I'm saying, I incentivize them. So before you know it, like, we got 200 something reviews. We haven't even been in business a year yet. And right off the bat, like the first month, we had like 20, 25 5-star reviews. So when people came to check it out, they're like, oh snap, people already like this thing. I'm not the first one in trying to figure out, is this oil going to burn my hair off? You know what I'm saying? Like, people have positive experience with it. And last year when I launched the ad agency, I launched 2 businesses, the ad agency in January, and we made 6 figures on that business too. And the Fresh Heritage in May, or combined, both of those companies in December did 120K in revenue. And in the ad agency, we created 1.3 million in revenue for the businesses that hired us to market their companies. What we did with that, because it's not a physical product, it's a service, a consulting company, we gave our first 3 clients our services for free. The only stipulation was, you need to do a video review, you need to do a written review, and if we do a good job, you need to introduce us to 2 other business owners you think would benefit from what we did for you. And it's just been a snowball effect after that. And the first couple of guys on, we gave them a discount because they came from the reviews. But before you knew it, we were posting a new client testimonial every week. And we had that perception that business was booming. And so pretty quickly, we had our hands full, where we could now pick and choose the clients we wanted just off of the strength of that social proof. So we went from trying to beg for business to saying, hey, well, we just did this for 3 other companies. last month. Here are our results. You want it or not? Here's the price. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So it applies to both physical products and for the services, because I use the same process to launch any business.
Wow. Geez. So guys, what you're getting right now, label this as the 6-figure launch. He's literally telling you what he's doing to launch 6- and 7-figure businesses. Literally that gamification. I love it though, bro. I love the gamification and incentivizing. I think that's important because just to really get them fully engaged, I think that's dope. So I was at so here's one of the things I took from you. Well, I'm taking everything from you, but I was just at ClickFunnels Live Russell Brunson event, and what he does, one of his guys, they had one page where someone on a fence, he said, just go check out this page. And it's literally hundreds of testimonials just down the whole thing. Like, hey, before you even want to go any further, I just want you to check out this page. And it breaks every objection you have, because they're talking about how much money they make, and they're talking about how it's changed their life. And they got over 100 people saying this. You can't make that up. And then they're screenshotting the person's Facebook post. So then you can't duplicate that. So that's another key for people. Like, create a ClickFunnels page or a landing page just with your testimonials, where you could just share those with somebody who's on the fence.
Yeah, likewise, because since the end of last year, that's exactly what we did. You're 100% spot on. And we would have the system where we'd make sure we brag about it once a week. And we ran ads as well, but our ads are all reviews and testimonials. It was like, hey, if you are a restaurant, learn about how we just got this small restaurant in Atlanta 500 leads, and they had to open up 1 extra day per week to manage them, right? And then we would just drop that video. That was it. When we got calls with people, we would have these 30-minute kind of consultation calls to see if we're a right fit for each other. And the follow-up email would be like, hey, here's the work that we've done for these 3 companies. And so that's all it is, man. All people want to know is that there's results. They don't want all the details about how it's going to work, the science and all this other, you don't need to do calculus, bro. You just need basic elementary math. People just want to know, has it worked for someone else? And their confidence in your ability to get them to work for you. That's it.
And could I just add this too, G? Listen to me, guys. Stop selling the process and start selling the end.
That's it. Sell the benefit, not the features.
Stop. You talking about you're you're an eating coach or a fitness coach. You telling them all, yeah, we gotta train 3 hours a day. You gotta stop eating ice cream. Everything you just told me, I don't want to do any of it. You want to enjoy being on the beach with your wife, looking all great with your body. You want to enjoy being on the beach with your husband, with your 6-pack. You want to enjoy traveling and just being free. You want to enjoy that bomb body. You didn't say nothing about the process. So guys, stop selling the process and start selling the end package. Eliminate, but we got to do this. We got to do this. No, just say how they going to look at the end. Say the results they're going to get for their business. Once you're done with me, I'm going to get you 30 new paying clients. You don't got to say, well, I need you to set up this landing page. I need you to run this Facebook ad. I need you to incentivize 1,000 customers. I need you to run this. You need 72 systems. No. Tell them the process. Once you're done with this, you're going to get this. And I ain't telling you none of the parts in the middle. I'm going to handle that. I got you. So tonight, I'll give you an example. I'm going to personally mentor 20 kids tonight. I didn't tell them all. I said what we're going to do. But I told them at the end, I promise your kid going to make anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 with my strategies and what I'm going to teach them. The cost was a small $297 to me. That's small because I know what I'm going to do. So is it worth you paying $297 for your kid to gain at least $5,000 and for your kid to learn skills that school is not teaching them and that they can use for the rest of their life? You don't have to answer the question because I know the answer. So I'm not selling the process, though. I'm not saying, I got to teach them. I got to train them. No, I'm selling this. I promise you, I got you because I'm good at what I do. So, guys, I need you to be confident in what you do and sell the end, not the results. I mean, not the journey. Okay, I'm done interrupting.
Nah, you're absolutely right about that. So the other piece of this is after you get that thing launched, man, now it's like scaling, right? So
that's important. Scale. Get your notepads out, people, if they're not out.
And the most important thing I've realized with scale is, keep it dumb simple. Like I got this thing written on my home office whiteboard right at the top. Keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. So for example, how I practice that in my life, everyone told me, oh man, your beard oil is dope. You need to do a balm, a wash, a this, a that, a butter, 5 fragrances. I'm like, nah, fam, I'm good. We just keep maximizing this one product, one aroma. That's it. Now we've gotten to the point, a couple of 6 figures later, we've gotten to the point, okay, well, I've got enough market penetration, but there is no need to start doing that 10K in sales, 20K in sales, 50K in sales. I'm gonna have to get a whole new process to like manufacture, have a whole new sales page, try to figure out why people want this product versus which people product want over here. On the agency side, we only did paid advertising for Facebook and Instagram. People would be like, yo, do you do Google? I got this $2,000 over here. I could pay for Google as well. Because we would charge a flat monthly retainer about $1,500 to $3,000 per month. When we work with larger brands like Essence Magazine hired us, One Music Fest, a lot of these larger brands, they obviously pay like 5 figures per month. But for the local mom and pops, they're paying us a couple $1,000 a month in a flat retainer to market their business for them. And they were like, yo, what about social media? What about Twitter? What about Snapchat? Can you just post for me? And we just said, no, we turned down so much money. And for the untrained eye, that seemed like a dumb idea because it's like someone literally flashing extra $1,000 in front of me. And I'm saying no. But what happened was we became known for one thing. So over time, we were having to turn down people, yo. We were doing one thing so good that people were telling their friends about us, so we're able to charge more. We kept raising our prices, getting bigger clients, getting referrals into like Essence Magazine. We didn't even pitch Essence. Someone that we worked for introduced us to the head of the event, and we had a conversation, and and it was it. There was no pitching, just because we became so good at doing one thing. And we wouldn't have been known for that if we would have started doing a bunch of crap. So keep it simple, man. As you're scaling one direction. To me, I think you're around like the $500,000 mark, maybe the $250,000 mark, depending on your business, is where you could start like thinking about doing something else and like complicating it. But just stay heads down and just keep going in your one thing. That'll make your life so much easier. You can create processes. You can outsource it. You can teach someone. How easy would it be to teach someone how to do one thing in your business than to teach them the 10 things you're doing, right? We brought teams in and we could say, hey, all we need you to do is these 5 things on ads. We're going to show you that. How complicated would it be if I had to teach someone how to do Instagram ads, Snapchat ads, post on Snapchat, post on Instagram, post on Facebook, do Twitter? It would have been like a nightmare. And so that would be like my next big takeaway in scaling. Scale simply. Go deep, not wide, to grow your business.
Wow, that's good. Simple. That's fire, bro. Now, what about if you started with doing all these things? What would you recommend then? Like you started, like I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Get rid of it, yo. It's the faster you can get rid of all the stuff that's not making sense, the faster you're gonna be able to grow your business. And so like I do some coaching. I just got into that. I stopped doing the ad agency and now I do coaching and consulting on the weekends. And so I run into that a lot. A lot of the people who hit me up for help or like they have existing businesses or they're trying to launch something and they just want to, instead of them messing around for 6 months trying to figure it out, we just knock it out and I like hold them and make them accountable to like getting it done quicker. And this past week, I ran into one of my students that's their case. They have like 3 different business services and they're trying to market 3 different things. and they're having sales calls every week. They do, they're in the services space. They're trying to sell people 3 different ways on each call. So one call, you may have to be in the mindset of A. Another call, you got to be in the mindset of B. And it just slows down your process. They can grow so much faster if you're only practicing one thing, right? If you're an athlete, if you want to do good at basketball, you're not going to go out and practice your jump shot and then how to run hurdles and then how to catch and pretend like you're a wide receiver. You're just going to focus on your follow through, on your jump shot or your dribbling drills. Same thing in business. You got to become an elite athlete at one thing. And then once you become, you know what I'm saying, a Michael Jordan, you can go do other things or whatever. But there's so much space to just be great at one specific thing. So in that example, I told her to figure out which ones had the most upside, which ones are the most profitable, and, you know, a market analysis, which one had the biggest opportunity to impact more people. And I'm helping her be accountable to only focusing on that one thing, and having the courage enough to say no if someone hits her up to do the other things, and just stay head down. So far it's been going really well.
That's good. That's dope. And that's hard, bro. It's hard to do, bro. It's tough. So
I struggle with that myself, man. It's tough.
Bro. Look, me and you, definitely me, man. I'm everywhere, bro.
Hey, that's a common entrepreneur problem, man. We're so smart. We want to do everything, and that shiny object syndrome is real.
Is that where I got that from? You said that, bro. I was like, who the heck said this shiny? Tell us about the shiny objects. Yo, I couldn't think who page I saw it on. It was yours then.
Yeah, man, that shiny object syndrome is real. It's essentially everything glitters and it looks like gold. The grass looks way greener on the other side, right? And so in the example I just gave, you know what I'm saying, on Fresh Heritage, we're rocking with this beard oil, but a couple of people are asking me about something else. Or in the ad agency, we get clients that are like, yo, we spend $5K a month on Google ads. Can you do that too? And man, it's hard to say no to $5K, but you got to stick to the plan and stick to the purpose. So that's shiny object syndrome, man. Or you at the house chilling and watching something and you have another bright idea and you're like, oh, okay, I could start a whole new business. It's only going to be a small number of hours per week. And you think you're Superman or Superwoman, but in reality, you can't be 100% on a bunch of things. Maybe 2 things. If you like an all-star, maybe 3, but more than 2 is pushing it. And you just have to stay focused. Keep 2 businesses, the most, 2 ideas, the most, and be prepared to cut one off and go deep in one if the evidence is there, right? And so that's shiny object syndrome, man. Everything's always looking good. I get a new bright idea every week, and I just write that thing down and put it to the side. Come back to it when priority number 1 is no longer going. That's the only time I should pick up priority number XYZ.
And I like it because Gamal was telling me, like, man, I work this business during the week. On my off time on the weekends, that's when I coach. But Monday through Friday, my head is down. I'm grinding on this. So, bro, tell us quickly about the Beard product, because you didn't really say that's what it is. Like, who's it for? Like, you know what I mean? Tell us a little bit about it and how do we get it? You know, tell about that.
That's what's up. So, has a cool story. So I told you how I did the research, but before the research, I ended up traveling to Africa with my brothers, just on the strength of, like, I've been there a few times, just trying to figure out our heritage, hence the word Fresh Heritage in the product name. And we did an Airbnb and we ended up kicking it with some locals. There you go. We ended up kicking it with some locals, and they gave us some ancient concoctions that has been used in the area for hundreds and thousands of years. And I came back home with it, and it was just amazing, bro. I'm using it on my beard, and it just really, like, had my beard flourishing. I was getting mad compliments. I gave it out to a few friends, and that sparked the idea of, you know, I was already doing the research. And so what Fresh Heritage is, if you click on our story, it'll tell you. what Fresh Heritage is essentially taking the grooming traditions of, the African diaspora, things that's, your grandma got these old ancient little rituals almost, right? And these little concoctions. We're taking those and modernizing it for the modern man. And so we're bridging modern and old in grooming for men, because I feel like our women have also, for the past few years have had a whole bunch of options for healthy, good quality products that's not going to harm us. And we still got like sporting waves and like hair grease. So I want to do something about that. I want to become a household name of top quality grooming products for men of color.
And now because we got some men on here and I want people to make sure we supporting, pretty much go to freshheritage.com. Everyone, someone type that in the chat, go support, buy this for a friend. If you're a lady, buy it for your boyfriend, your husband, your homie. All our guys buy it. I was telling G earlier, like, bro, I don't have no beard. You got something else for me? But he said, yo, I was laser focused on the beard, but we're going to be dropping something else soon. So I can't wait for that shampoo or whatever that's coming next. So guys, let's support, man. Let's show him our thanks simply by supporting. Did you finish the process, bro? Because I don't want to. I didn't know where we stand in the process.
I think that's it. The most important part is the starting off part. That's where a lot of people make mistakes. They get distracted. They quit. Times get tough and they stop. But if you went through that process and you interviewed a couple hundred people and for a fact people gave you their money already, it's kind of impossible for you to give up because you got something that people want. And I think that's where a lot of people stumble a little bit. They start doing a bunch of little everything. They start telling people they're convinced they got a pretty baby when in fact no one wants that thing that you're trying to give to them. And so it becomes challenging and you feel like you're begging people to do business with you. Where from the other perspective, if you go laser focused, you come out with one simple thing that you validated. If you put it out there, people are going to naturally gravitate to it because you're solving a problem for people. And so I think if you go through that process of validating your idea, solve a problem for people, don't sell your product first, but do the research to make sure that this is the problem people want to pay to be solved, and then scale very simply and laser focused. You got revenue coming in, man. Every other problem, you can figure that out. You got the money to pay for it.
Wow, fire.
Revenue solves a lot of problems.
You know what Mark Cuban says, bro? There's no business without sales. Sales cure all. I remember when I was flat broke, I watched Shark Tank. The guy was like, I got $5,000 left. He said, you broke. I'm like, man, I could do a lot with 5,000. You know what I mean? I'm power to broke. I can make something happen with $1,000. Give me 1,000. Right. I will hustle. But sure. He said something that helped change me. Say, yo, the only thing that cures everything is sales. Get up there and hustle. I got my butt up, bro. I started selling books. I was doing book signings. I was doing anything in my power at that moment to get to the bag. You know what I mean? So I just challenge people, man, get creative, man. Sell the product before you have it. So many people, when people say I don't got the money, I'm like, man, I can give you one strategy. Sell it before you have it. And I do this day in and day out. I don't have products. I have ideas, and I sell them. And then when somebody buy them, I create the idea. I mean, I create what you're asking for.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So let's do it. So, guys, we're about to come to a close. Let's open it up for some questions and answers so we get G back to work. So thank you so much so far.
One thing, too, before we transition, I know we were talking about it earlier. I want to I'm not sure where people are, if they already have ideas that they're working on or if they're looking for the next idea. I was telling you, I did the agency last year. I got to 5 figures a month pretty quickly, generated 6 figures while doing 2 things. When I first started, it was digital advertising on Facebook. Now the new wave is LinkedIn as a service. So there are a ton of businesses that do their business B2B and they don't advertise on Facebook or Instagram. They're on LinkedIn. So like think of CPAs, attorneys, recruiting firms. And the beautiful thing about LinkedIn is it's what Facebook was when I got started in 2013. It's like a gold mine right now that no one's paying attention to. and you don't even have to advertise because they allow you to send messages to people. So people are doing 6-figure businesses on LinkedIn. And so now what I'm in the process of doing is showing people how to use LinkedIn and to sell that as a side business where you could generate, you know what I'm saying, an extra 5 to 10K a month. And that programming isn't complete yet, but I want to figure out a way to like make that kind of first access priority to people in your audience. So before we open up questions, feel free to open up questions about, hey, I'm trying to figure out my new idea, or I need some help with my existing idea. And before I go, I'll drop a link for how people could get in touch with me to either, chat with me on the phone for 15, 30 minutes, or if you're interested in doing some business with me and getting my help in a more like individual way, I could drop the links for the weekend consulting I do. So that's it.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Drop it right there in the chat, bro.
I'll drop it now.
Yeah, so listen, guys, he gave me that gem earlier with LinkedIn, and I don't even know if you guys did the LinkedIn, get your LinkedIn popping training too. Check that out, and then check out what G's talking about. I'm like, damn, bro, I really been missing the boat with this one thing. And I remember Halima did it, and she made bread. She said in the first week she made all this money. So I don't know why I didn't do it at that moment. So definitely connect with my brother. But now let's open up for some questions and go to freshheritage.com so you can support my guy. If you got any questions, come in now.
I got a question. This is Arthur Lyons here. Good stuff, Gamal. Good stuff.
Appreciate you, Arthur.
I had a question about the $10 million that you raised. Just wanted to hear a little bit about your strategies for that. I don't know if you could share maybe what you raised that for specifically, or just the strategies around, doing that type of capital raise. Yeah,
so great question, by the way. And let me do this thing real quick. Yeah, so great question, by the way. A lot of the same strategies. So I read this book called Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun by Reginald Lewis. You're smiling. You may have heard of that before, but he was one of the first African Americans in private equity. And my mentor, David Panton, that I mentioned earlier on the call, he's a Black guy in private equity. He had me read that book. And private equity is essentially very similar to what Neo said earlier. It's using other people's money, OPM, I believe he called it, and OPR, other people's resources. You essentially use other people's money to fund your ideas. So people would flip businesses like they flip cars and homes. And that's how my mentor made his living. So he got people to invest in his idea. He went out and bought the business, grew the business, sold it, and then took a percentage. So it was literally how to get into business with no money down. And that's what I was doing. So I went out and I found a company that was in oil and gas, and I reached out to them and I got them to sell the company to me. It was a little over 10 million, it was almost $15 million, but how we structured it was a leverage buyout, and I only need to come up with a little bit about over 10 million to buy the company. And I remember I got that note signed. And I came back. I'm like, yo, David, I got a deal. Yo, I got something. They're doing like 15 million in revenue, like 4 million in profit. Yo, I'm so excited. So he was like, bring the note to me. Let's come over. Let's have dinner. Let's talk about it. He did this thing like with his eyes closed. He's like, great. So tell me, how much of the money do you have? And I was like, well, none, but we gonna figure that out. And he laughed so hard. And he's like, you mean to tell me you spent 30 days getting these people to sell you their business and you don't have any way to pay for it? I'm like, nah, not yet. But that's why I'm here with you. And at that table, like in an hour dinner, he committed to giving me $1.5 million to help me go fund the deal. And so over the course of that, 45 days, it took me to kind of get the commitments for 10 million. But same principles, relationships with people. I started with people who I knew would support me. 2, I worked off of his relationship. So I'm saying, all right, you gave 1.5, you have a track record. Let me borrow your track record to go out and raise this other money. So I created a marketing deck and I positioned myself as partnering with David because technically we were partners. And so I said, you know, David has sold this $900 million company. He raised all this money. He and I are acquiring this company, or he and I are invested into acquiring this company, which is technically correct. And I borrowed all of his resources, his name, credibility, his money, everything. So exactly what Neo said earlier, relationships and other people's money, other people's resources. That's exactly how I did it. The details now, I went and, you know, raised some money from banks, raised some money from family offices. Grant Hill has a private equity fund, a family office in Orlando. They were interested in cutting some checks. And so that's kind of how I did it. Got one lead person and just borrowed his traction or borrowed his resources and his track record to gain momentum.
Wow.
Appreciate
I don't know if you caught that. That was a major jump, people. He got one person, lead and track record, and borrow their momentum. And just for example, it's like when we do our calls. It is so easy for me to get someone else that's high power because they see one other person and they're like, oh, I got to get on. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier. So I need y'all to understand, it only take one deal. You're one deal away from a life change. You're one relationship away from a life change. You're one opportunity away from a life change. When I get Barack Obama on a call, you know I could get anyone. Who can I get on the call? If I get Elon Musk on the call, who can I get on the call? If I, you know what I mean? So Gamal raised 10 million once. He can do it. He can do it again because he did it already. So guys, I need you guys to get proof of concept once. And that's what social proof is as well. That's why you get enough people talking about your product, talking about your service. With Circle of Greatness, when I got a lot of people around who joined the circle, I don't got to hard sell you because they're going to do it for me. But you got to get that proof one time. So guys, go out there and get your proof. Next question, 2 more, and we're going to wrap it down. If you got one. All right, one more. We'll wait a couple more seconds if anybody has one. Yo, when Arthur he hear money, I know a question coming with him. He like how to get to the money. He gonna ask that question.
What's up, Arthur, man? What you got for me?
No, he the one who just asked you the question. He in real estate.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So he always raising funds.
That was a great question. That was a great question.
I was holding back, Neo. I had more questions, but I was holding back.
Go ahead, bro.
Get another one. Can't hear you, bro. You hear you, bro. Arthur.
Okay. Yeah, no, it sounds like you're interested in a number of different businesses and products as long as they make sense. So I'm gonna definitely schedule the consultation with you to talk with you to kind of in the same light if a awesome opportunity comes available, whether it's real estate or some other business, are you open to extending that same sort of partnership or that sort of thing to, you know, Circle of Greatness members or opportunities that you may be looking for?
Absolutely, man. One of my best friends is in real estate. He's crushing it. And so right now, most people hit me up because they want to scale their existing idea or they need help getting it out and marketing. And that's what a lot of people know me for, but absolutely, I'm not opposed to something that makes sense.
Yeah.
You hear Arthur shooting his shot. Shoot your shot, brother. I love it,
bro. You got to.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it because I texted, you know, Neo privately when I logged in. And I don't know how I choose which calls to get on, honestly. I always get something.
You only do a couple of them, bro. So when you get on, they must be the right ones.
They're the right ones. And one of the very first sentences I heard when I came on was how you bounced back from that 250 in the hole. And you know, I had kind of been beating myself up on this one deal that's not going quite right, and I'm only like 75 in the hole. And so to hear, you know, you raised 10 mil and come out of that 250, you know, it's just inspiring and right on time. So appreciate it. The transparency.
Hey, that's the part of entrepreneurship that I enjoy talking about, like the times where stuff doesn't go well. You know, we live in a world right now where everyone's on IG flexing, but that's not real, bro. It's a lot of L's. That's not real. Bank accounts don't always go up. And so, you know, if you follow, I guess I'll give you my social. I made a post on there recently how I was on EBT card. No shame in my game, bro. I needed help to feed myself. But now I don't. And so there's no shame in my game. It's all part of the process. And if I can be as transparent, I think I can help people overcome some objections, because as an entrepreneur, you're going to get downs. I just don't want it to punch you in the mouth unexpectedly, right? And so if you could know that it's coming and prepare to deal with it, now when that unexpected problem takes a swing at you, you can better prepare. You could probably even dodge it if you have to. You know what I'm saying? So it's part of my responsibility is to share the good, but it's also part of my responsibility to share my downs. So you'll get through that, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I appreciate that. So the call was right on time for you, off. If it didn't do nothing else for nobody else, I know it did, though. It did something for my guys, so I love it. So, yeah, guys, man, we're going to wrap this thing up, man. Extremely valuable call. This was a master class. This wasn't even no regular call. Like, literally, you could take the steps that Gamal taught us and go scale a business, start a business. So, the thing that I love the most, G, we got a lot of people who didn't get started or thinking about getting started. I tell them, man, you're in the best possible position, because whatever business you decide on, now you got the tool belt. All you got to do is open up your handy dandy notebook, go right to whatever page you need to. Oh, process of scaling, process of starting, what I need to do next, where I need to learn from, what I need to overcome. So I just wanted to thank you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule just to give over an hour of value to us, man. I truly appreciate it, brother. And I definitely can't wait to get the ATL to kick it with you, man.
Oh, I can't wait, man. Y'all follow me on IG. That's my platform of choice.
Also, bro, we got 40 people on here, but I know you doing some voting thing. Can you drop that in there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. If y'all could go and vote for me here, that would be a great reward for me tonight. So let me drop these instructions. Yeah. So essentially,
everybody who's going to vote, say I am. It took me literally about 12 seconds. So I want to make sure we support my brother the least we could do. And if you can at least ask one other person to vote, man, because I think he said he was in 5th place at the time. We want him to be in 1st.
Yeah, so I am trying to win this award that I will win, especially with your help. And click on that link right there, and I have the instructions. Just go down to my profile, hit vote, and enter your email address. You can vote once a week. So if you remember, vote again next week. That'd be greatly appreciated. So,
did you drop it in there, bro? I don't see it yet. You dropped it in the chat?
Oh, yeah, I think I dropped it privately. Hold on, my bad. Let me do that, everyone.
Because I don't want nobody to
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, we got it. Perfect. So, guys, in closing, man, everybody just shoot my brother a thank you in the chat for his time and energy, bro. I appreciate you a great deal. Please go support his brand, his company, schedule you an appointment, and let's go, bro. Thank you so much for your time, brother.
Thank you, man. Looking forward to hearing from y'all, man. Go be great.
Yeah, let's get it, bro. Appreciate it. You heard him, Trav. He said, go be great. That's my man, Travis. That's his tagline. Go be great.
Oh, that's what's up. I like that.
Yeah, bro. You know I heard it, bro. Yep. Thanks a lot, hey, Gamal. We really appreciate you, bro, sharing your knowledge with us, man. And I know a lot of us didn't have questions. It was probably taken aback at how much knowledge that you dropped on us today, man. I know I learned a lot. I'm ready to drop everything. Listen, my wife was telling me you're doing too much. Every time I turn around, you got a new idea and you're trying to do this and that. I've got all these great ideas. I'm trying to do so many things, but you're right. The grass not always greener. I was trying to do a podcast. I was trying to just so much, and it's just too much. You have to be a master at one thing. And I preach it all the time, and sometimes you forget to follow our own advice. So, it's good to hear from other people who are actually doing it and have achieved a lot of success in their lives. And, it's good to hear that for multiple people as well. So we're going to definitely start applying that thing. And that's for everybody here, man. Be doing too much. A lot of y'all trying to do a bunch of things. We want to be authors. You want to be entrepreneurs. You want to be serial entrepreneurs. Like, what's that one thing you're great at? That's what's really going to take you to the top. So you focus on that. People see you're a master at that, and then they'll give you other opportunities. It'll break you into that lane, and you can do other things like Gamal was talking about. So thank you for that, bro, for sure.
There, in closing, there's this famous proverb. It's a Chinese proverb from Confucius. Is essentially saying the man who chases two rabbits catches none. That's a very simple way to think about it. You're much better off going after one rabbit because it's impossible to catch two. It's difficult enough to catch one, impossible for two. So I'm gonna leave you with that.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the night, bro. See you in ATL. Let's
sure.
go, people. So, yo, guys, what a phenomenal call we had this evening. Please, man, let's go support this brother, man. Vote for him. Go in his DM, say thank you. Schedule an appointment. Buy some beard oil. Vote. Tell someone else to vote. He gave us a lot of value tonight, and I'm just super grateful, man. I'm just so grateful, guys, because I promise you, I reach out to my various friends and I just ask, like, yo, can you get on a call? And before today, me and G never had a virtual, like a physical phone call. We on the gram, but, you know, just to be able to get people to constantly want to pour back and come share their value where, you know, they charging for their time, which of course they should do, but they come give it to us for free, man. So I'm just so grateful. And please don't take it for granted. I want you to take that information as if it costs you $1,000 and go apply it to scale your business, to go start your business, to go implement more things within your business. So thank y'all once again for that. And I hope you all got something out of it. And right now that will officially make the call over. For anyone who's not a member, that's probably where this where we hang out. So you could stay. I'll let you stay for about 5 minutes. But if you're not a member, definitely sign up if you're not one. Make that small investment in yourself, man. Just if you want to get to the next level, if you want to be constantly submerged around this type of information to help you grow, circlegreatnessacademy.com. Make that simple investment in yourself. Is certainly going to help you. But, yo, I'm super grateful, super appreciative for everyone who's on here. And we're just going to vibe now. If a few people could share one thing they're proud of their self about, I think we haven't did that. And however big or however small it is, let's celebrate you for a minute. But I'm grateful and I'm appreciative for everybody, man. And let's win the rest of this week. So this concludes the call. Just need to know that you guys going to stay committed and to your goals and dreams more than with your words, but with your actions. So this ends the call. I'll hang on for a little while for any questions you got for me, as well as if you got just share one thing that you're happy about in under 30 seconds or less that you're proud about. You could have did a deal. You could have did this. It don't make a difference. Whatever it is, let's celebrate one another because it's important to celebrate each other. So if anybody want to go, let's get it. Or a question for me, whatever you guys want.
Hey, Neil, I'll share real quick, man. One thing that really worked for me recently, guys, like I just really had to sit back and look at what I was doing. Like I said, my wife kept saying I'm doing too many things. And like my first podcast episode, Nehemiah did it. And I had so many different challenges with that. And I'm like, you know, podcasting is a thing you could do by yourself. You don't even have to do other things. And like podcasting is a thing. You could do that. And that's not my lane. You know, my lane is helping people overcome. So I had to fall back from the podcast. And I had people lined up, like 17 people wanted to be, 18 people wanted to be on the podcast. I was like, you know, that ain't my lane, you know? And I was just really, when I really fine tuned and really like niche down on what my lane is, like everything just changed for me. And then the opportunity started flowing in because I was only focusing on doing one thing. So just, if I can just, I say it all the time, guys, please, like, especially the speakers, you know, my speakers in the group, man, we got to stop trying to be, we doing too much. Like you got to niche down on who you talk to. When I first started speaking, I was trying to serve youth to senior. I wanted to help everybody overcome, but I'm not an expert in any space when I'm doing youth and senior. But when I'm talking about, I'm helping millennials who've been in foster care to overcome their challenges in their life so they can achieve success and begin to win now. That's a specific lane. And, I just did 3 speaking engagements at community college, different organizations there, because that's my lane. So that's my time, my 30 seconds. My wife let me know. So I'm done.
Bro, that wasn't no 30. You never 30
Nah,
seconds.
my wife texted me like 5 seconds ago, 30 seconds. So that
Thank you,
like
Diana.
40.
Thank you for being a mediator. We appreciate you. We thank you. It's like, no, you can talk as long as you want.
Look, Diana was like, yo, she's like 30 seconds, babe. Like, she hit me up right there, 30 seconds.
Where you been at, Keisha? I definitely can use some banana pudding now. It's been a minute, I feel like, since I had some. Yo, what's up? Anybody else got something they want to celebrate? Yo, G, one of the members, you got one of the members' cars? Is it Monique? You knocked her car out?
Sure do. We did a good job on it. We just got one more thing we're waiting on, but it should be done tomorrow.
That's what's up, bro.
You'll do a great job.
We found out she was low on oil. She had no oil on the dipstick, so we probably saved her motor too.
Woo! Hey, the motor savers, bro.
Yeah.
Motor savers.
You got that.
Bro,
Right.
you can save somebody motor for $30, bro.
All the time, man. Do it all the time.
And it's the thing with ladies, most times ladies just drive. They don't be knowing. They just be, how many of y'all ladies ride show of hands, y'all just be whipping, but just be riding. Like, y'all don't even be thinking about the car. Any of y'all ladies like that?
I see a lot of men do it too, though.
Bro, my girl get in the car, she just thinking, like, she just drive, bro. Like, this thing gonna last forever. I don't got to do nothing to this thing, yo. My mom too. They just like, oh, well, every time I get in my car, I'm like, yo, why the car always on empty, dog? Like, yo, fill this thing up.
All the time.
Yeah. Anybody else want to share something they proud about? Yeah, I'm proud that I did Tracy workout 3 weeks in a row like a champ. And I don't know if y'all know, I'm lazy. I don't work out for nothing.
I saw that video.
Yo, bro, I did 3 weeks in a row, bro. I don't work out at all.
Yo, I'm proud of you too, Neil. You've definitely been doing a good job. And I'm proud of me for staying consistent with the classes, because I'm still fairly new to helping other people reach their goals. And it's just amazing to me that I've overcome the idea that it's just something that I could do for myself, and I'm actually helping other people meet their goals as well. So I'm very proud of myself. If any of you guys want to come out and work out with me, I'll be there again this Monday at 7 p.m. at the Greatness Center. So you guys come out. We have a good time.
At the Foundation, 38.
Oh, a Foundation. Look at me. I'm messing people up. The Foundation. Thank you, Neo.
We're going to have somebody come to the Greatness Center like, darn it.
Look.
Yo, guys, the workout is fun though. Like, she gonna work you out though. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So I remember I told y'all about the process. I'm telling you, she worked me out. But I think it's an awesome workout. It's not boring. You know what I mean? It makes you want to actually go back. No workout is the same. Like, I haven't been there 1 week and felt like I did the same thing. You know what I mean? So anybody else proud about anything? Zah, Shaniqua, Sharima, Sharia, Jasmine, Tina, Nova, Diana, Marvin, Catherine.
Hey.
Why y'all? Let me ask y'all a question though. Why y'all be acting like y'all afraid to speak though? Like, I'm trying to really figure. Like, some of us been together for over 6 months. I still be trying to figure out why we be acting like we some strangers or something. Can anybody answer that for me, please? Other than Travis?
Yo, I'm ready to answer. You know, I got something.
Somebody answer that for me, please, yo. Shaniqua, why are people still, like, somebody answer for me, please? Because I got to know. I might be doing something wrong. Can y'all let me know?
I'm not afraid to answer. I was still looking at the information that we were just given. So I'm
That's
still
good.
taking that in.
That was good. That was good.
Hey family, it's Nova.
Nova.
Something that I'm very thankful and blessed for. I had walking pneumonia. I was hospitalized last week, so I'm happy to be healthy in the land of the living, and just looking forward to get back on these goals that I have for the subscription box for the industry.
I love it. And next time you sick, you want to tell us so we can send you some prayers,
right?
Yo, you know what happened? People be like, yo, I was sick. man, I can't help you if we don't know.
Yeah, I was really, really sick there. Like I had 102 fever for 4 days. I couldn't keep nothing down. So I wasn't even answering the phone, looking at the phone. I wasn't even thinking about anything. It was really bad, but God is good.
Good. Well, I'm happy you better. Go ahead, Zai. You was coming in, Zai?
No, I was talking to Nova about how she ain't say nothing. Nobody say nothing. But yeah, I'm glad that you're okay. Let's see. What was the question? You not be doing 50 million, 11 different things. What did you say?
What's one thing you're proud about yourself for this week?
This week, I'm in mentee season right now with a lot of different mentees, tech based. So I'm meeting with them on a weekly basis and making sure their goals are getting completed and knocked out. So that's always a win for me, especially right now each week.
Good. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up.
I have something.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, baby.
So number one, I finished my taxes, which is really pressing on me because of the class. So it's hard for me to get that stuff done. I'm so happy. Number two, I applied for this human resources internship with the mayor's office, and I got a phone interview. So I'm super excited about that.
Which mayor's office? Philly?
Yes.
Who you got you know the name of the person you got to interview with?
I'll tell you right now. I'm on their profile. Actually, give me one moment because I have to go to my email.
My friend just left there, man. I think she's going to go run for something. I still just let me know because my man worked with the mayor, so I don't know if he could put a word in or something like that.
Okay, yeah, this person's name is Zorita. Another person is Michael Zaccani and Dolores Davis.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to message me those names,
I will. Yep, that's it.
Hey, Neo. Wait, I can't hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Lauren.
Hey, I'm happy and proud of this week. I got the hang of this cutter I had for my shirts and designs and heat press machine, so I'm getting the hang of it.
That's
good. I'm just working on that. Hold on.
I said it's working out.
Yeah, it's working out.
Good, and keep up doing those videos every day. They're good videos. How's the reaction to your videos you're doing?
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else? Who's next? All right, so no one else is it, guys. We're gonna wrap up the call for tonight. I appreciate everybody getting on tonight. I hope everybody got some value out of it. I know I did. Shaniqua, I need you to put it in Instagram because once we get off of here, I won't see that no more.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Drop that in there. I'm gonna hit my guy up and see if he knows somebody. Yeah. So, anybody got any questions for me before I get out of here and go eat? I think.
No questions, but I have something that I'm proud of.
Oh, let's hear it, Jasmine. And thank you so much. Shout out to Jasmine. Jasmine sponsored one of the kids for my new 5-week mentorship program. So thank you for that, Jasmine.
Of course. So I got my first design project that I got to do on my own. And I'm designing an entire building from lobby to roof.
Wow. So from what did you say? From where to where?
From lobby to roof.
Wow, that's insane. So tell us, when you say that, what do that mean? Like, do you design? Tell me about that.
So it's over 100 apartments. So basically I do the finished selection, spatial layout. So I've been working with the architects trying to figure out the best way to maximize the space and make it runnable. Because I used to do leasing, so I know a lot about the market. Mm-hmm. So I picked finishes, which means all appliances, flooring, lighting, toilets, everything.
That's dope. That's what's. And look, you couldn't have went any smaller. You went straight to 100 units. That's what's up. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm about to work on another project in Scranton.
That's dope. I was about to say I would use them as examples in your portfolio and just keep building off of that. That you won't get a ton of people. That's dope. Proud of you. Hand clap to that. Anybody else? Any other questions or any concerns?
No, I'm just happy I get to work with a new client. I'm leaving to see her, meet up with her in Maryland tomorrow, and we are going to walk the Woodrow Wilson Bridge together.
Dope, dope. How long is that bridge walk? You know, I don't walk too often.
It starts in at the National Harbor at the new MGM Grand, and then you walk all the way over to Alexandria, Virginia. So I think it's like a little over 4.5, 5 miles back and forth. So
that's good. I don't know. They building a new MGM Grand, so will that be where people go to the new fight or something?
It's done. It's finished.
Wow, that's dope.
The National Harbor is amazing.
Right in there. I know I've been in National Harbor, but that's where the MGM is now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's where it is.
Yeah. That's dope. I gotta check that out. How was your first phone call?
It was great. I had lots of notes, so ready to apply. My mom refers to me as a bird quite often with the shiny object syndrome. So.
Listen, I got that syndrome too, so I'm trying to figure out how to get. That's a hard one because I hear of an opportunity. I'm like, all right, I'm on it. I'm on this. I'm on this. I'm on this. I'm on this. That's me. So, but you know, that's why I said, how do you focus? Like, how do you eliminate? You know what I mean? So that was good. So, guys, if you could start with one and stick with one, do it. Problem is, I never started with one. It always been mad. It always been like trying to do three.
Yeah.
So I just decided to do everything like that for the rest of my darn life. But if you can start with one and focus, like Jasmine, if you stay focused only on doing buildings, you're going to get 100 buildings. But then when you start saying, all right, now I'm doing the construction, now I'm doing this, now I might scatter, and this is anybody, but it could scatter your focus some. So I definitely, suggest that. Yeah. Yo, DeMarcus, you still here, bro? Oh, man. Well, yeah, guys, that's it then, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Tina, you here, Tina?
Yes, I'm here.
You know when your ears perk up when you start talking about some money or some new systems or something like that. I was just saying, would you hear? You might have left.
No, I was here. I was here. I was just actually, the same time while I was listening, I was preparing for this speaking engagement I have tomorrow.
Where you guys speak at?
A women's shelter.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
You got the material ready?
Yep, I got the material ready, and basically telling them the story of how I went from clutter to clarity. How you have to remove clutter from your life in order to gain clarity, in order so you can execute goals and move forward in life.
Why don't you do one of them with us in the group? A clutter to clarity talk.
Yes, because I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of clutter. Yep. You just got yourself a new job. Pick a date in April, one night. We don't do calls on Wednesday nights. Like a Wednesday evening. Clutter to clarity.
Okay. All right. I even have a worksheet that I created for the ladies as well.
Yep. We love it.
Yeah. The worksheet basically, let me pull it up. It says, at the top it says I'm, and then a line for them to put their name. Mm-hmm. And then it says, I'm such and such, and I'm committed to going from clutter to clarity. And then under clutter, there's a bunch of lines. You list the clutter that's in your life. And then under clarity, there's a bunch of lines because you're going to list how you're going to get rid of it.
That's good. So clutter, even my room dirty, something like that, right? Something simple as
Well,
that.
clutter comes. Well, I don't want to just give up my whole. Since y'all done gave me a speaking engagement over at Circle of Greatness,
No.
I don't want to give up the whole game.
Yeah,
But
I don't want you to.
clutter is way deeper than just things laying around the house.
Okay.
It's much deeper.
Mindset, all of that.
Yep. It starts with your mindset.
Well, let's get that set up then. I'm all in for that. So, yo, guys, listen, man. We're wrapping this thing down. I appreciate you all, man. I see you guys inside the group. Everybody go in there and share one thing that you learned from tonight and that you're going to apply so somebody can hold you accountable. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Y'all don't gotta say bye back then.
See you.
You ain't gotta go home.
Bye.
Bye.
Dang, y'all rude. Rima, people are straight rude.
It may have been a 52 fake out.
No, no 52 fake out. Look, yep.
All right, go have your vegan meal. Go have your vegan meal.
Yep.
So you always somebody eating something vegan.
I'm eating vegan. I'm talking about
that. Nothing vegan.
I got the vegan chicken. What about the salad?
Did your salad have chicken or shrimp in it or something?
It was vegan.
That fish dressing wasn't vegan.
Well, how you know? Yeah. I'm about to go ahead. Look, ooh, I just had me the salmon earlier, the vegan salmon earlier.
I'm so glad you pronounced salmon correctly.
How you supposed to pronounce? What's the other way? Salmon?
Salmon, like the L is salmon. The L is silent.
Salmon.
Salmon.
Y'all be eating tilapia.
Tilapia.
I'm saying that's what y'all be eating. You know tilapia, they make tilapia.
Yeah, that's farm raised right there.
That's what y'all be eating.
I don't eat tilapia no more.
I don't eat no fish at all no more.
Nope. Don't do it.
All right, y'all better stop before I go eat. Bye.
Bye.
See y'all later.